Hey you, yeah, you, there sitting on your butt taking a break from watching Netflix and scrolling through your Facebook because you're sheltering in place. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with all of us? Are we Americans? Bug kills a few hundred people and we allow government to run roughshod over the few liberties we've got left? Why are we putting up with this? State and local governments, they're killing small businesses. How many of you think are going to come out on the other side of this? Most of them operate on small margins and have little or no cushion, just a little bit of savings. A few weeks, a month, 2 months, and they'll be gone. And who's going to make them whole? You think some no-interest loan from the government's going to help? That's all they need if they actually open back up. All they need is another payment, right? We're smart, innovative people. Businesses can adapt. They can take precautions. But they are not going to have that opportunity because the government has grabbed unconstitutional and immoral authority and is prohibiting people from making a living. And of course, there's all of us that work for those small businesses that are now out of work, losing any benefits that we may have had. Sure, the government's going to send us all a check. Yeah, that's not going to cut it for most of us. And for how long? If that business closes, there aren't any jobs to go back to. Unemployment's going to skyrocket for a while. Again, government's prohibiting us from making a living. And on top of that, they're forbidding our free movement, requiring us to stay at home. In some cases with threat of legal action. And for how long? Nobody knows. It could be a few weeks. It could be a few months. It could be a year. Do you really accept the idea that the government can confine you to your home as long as it wants? This has never been done, and it should never be done. I want to know where we got the idea that the government has this kind of authority. Do our unalienable, God-given rights end because of a virus? Are we not Americans? Strong, adaptable, tough, and inventive. My God, how far we have fallen. We're just dumb little sheep obediently doing whatever government tells us, regardless of the consequences. Do we now just assume that because government says it, that it's true? Or because government does it, that it can or should, or that it's right? Our ancestors are rolling in their graves. If we comply with all these life-killing draconian decrees, we will be ceding our lives over to the government, and it will finally destroy this country. We'll all be groveling at the feet of our government to provide for every need. And the United States will finally go bankrupt trying to meet all those needs. $1,000 a month for every American? That's $4 trillion a year. Healthcare, another few trillion or tens of trillions. When small businesses are gone and unemployment is 20 or 30 or 40%, and the only people working are the lazy government bureaucrats, where do you think all that money's going to come from? We're all going to be poor and sick. If you think the virus is going to kill a lot of people, welcome to Bernie's socialist paradise. We're Americans, people. Doesn't that mean anything anymore? We can handle this without destroying our country and our economy, without despotic government intervention, without giving up our rights, and without eliminating everything that's great about us and about this country. All we need is good information to act on. We can be responsible. We can take care of ourselves and our neighbors. Most of us are smart enough to take reasonable precautions. And you know what? We'll be okay. We, as individuals, should be the ones making decisions about our risk. Yes, you know what? Some people are going to die, but we balance safety and freedom all the time. We can't let the unfortunate deaths of a few hundred or even a few thousand destroy the lives of 300 million people. Liberty has risks, and until now, most of us refuse to live in a bubble or in a self-imposed cell to mitigate them. Do we all stop driving cars to save 40,000 people a year who die in car accidents? Do we prohibit doctors from practicing when their mistakes probably kill 200,000 people a year? Do we shelter in place to stop the seasonal flu, which has killed 4 times more people in this country than coronavirus has in the entire world? Have we banned junk food and smoking with all their health risks to keep those things from killing hundreds of thousands a year? No, of course not. Over 200 people die in this country every hour of something other than coronavirus. And we don't shut everything down for them. Why are we putting up with this? People, we have allowed our government to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and control every aspect of our lives. We have accepted it way too long, and now we are seeing how draconian it can be. Do any of you think this overreaction is a test to see what they can get away with? How much we're going to put up with? Just as freedom was on the rise, taking these little baby steps forward around the world, a convenient crisis shows up, and in comes big government to the rescue. How long before some idiot declares martial law, comes for your guns, and prohibits free speech? If we allow this to stand, we are all going to be suffering for a very long time. It's going to destroy our economy, and it's going to bankrupt the country. It is time to say no. It is time to stand up for unalienable rights, the right of assembly, the right to free and unrestricted movement, the right to make a living. It's time we stop complying with everything the government says. Go, open your business, and take whatever extra precautions you need to keep yourself, your employees, and your customers safe. Go out and enjoy life. Keep your distance, wash your hands, stay home if you're actually sick. We can do this. Life can go on if we muster the courage to say yes to liberty. So be smart, be safe, but be free.